Hey everybody, it's Tammy. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's March 17th, 2016. And I think my shirt, if you look really close, it has some green in it. So, no, I didn't intentionally do that, but it just worked out that way. So this morning when I weighed in, I was finally off of that dang roller coaster that I've been on at 169, 170, 169, 170. And I actually weighed in at 163. So I'm down now a whole total of 109 pounds. Very happy about that. One of the things I wanted to bring up today is I get a lot of messages from people that their families are not being very supportive when they want to do this surgery, the gastric sleeve one. So all I wanted to say is remember that if you want to do it, you want to do it for yourself. It's your health, your body. My husband was very much against me doing it. Whether he thought I was going to die during the procedure or maybe get too thin and leave him, I don't know what he was in his head. You know, he was very, very adamant. He would get irritated when I go to my doctor's appointments. And now that, it's all done and I've lost 109 pounds, now he's starting to say, you're kind of too thin. So he's still kind of complaining, but not like he used to. So the one thing I wanted to really reiterate is that this is your body's. If you guys want to do this and you think it's the best thing for your health, don't let anybody discourage you, including your husband or your wife or your kids or whoever. Had I not done this surgery, I probably would be about 350 pounds now or dead, one of the two, because I could not stop eating. It doesn't, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, it doesn't change your eating habits. It makes you physically unable to eat them. So you still need to work on those issues of, like for me, for example, I have the horrible problem of compulsive overeating. And, and that's just an issue that I'm probably going to deal with for the rest of my life. But I'm also not stupid. If I want something, I eat it. I had this huge bag of buttery popcorn last night that was amazing. And then I thought afterwards, I probably shouldn't eat anymore. And I ate 4 Oreos, which happen to be my favorite cookies. But I didn't feel guilty about it because I know I'm going to work it off. So anyway, that's my big spiel for this week. One other thing is, how I usually try and end my videos saying, please go be a blessing in someone's life. Try and go this week. I was looking at a magazine the other day from a place where my mom used to be, and it was a wonderful, wonderful place in Portland, Oregon called the Robeson Jewish Health Center, and they took wonderful care of my mom. But I will tell you, when the little kids from like the community would come in and maybe sing songs, or maybe they'd have a piano player come that would sing songs like from the 40s and 50s, and we'd have sheet music and we'd sing along. These people came alive. And, there's some people that don't ever get visitors at those places. So whether you take your kids, your grandkids, or you just go yourself, go. There's a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of just so much experience there. We've met people who used to be professional basketball players, ballerina, this lady that used to be a ballroom dancer, and she was totally crippled up in her chair and couldn't even hardly move her hands, but she had a booklet in her walker thing that she carried there, and we could look through and see the pictures of her all dressed up in her outfits, and she danced with Fred Astaire, and I mean she was just a phenomenal dancer, and here she was all crippled up in this chair. And so that's what I want to say this week. Bless somebody like that. You don't even have to take a gift or anything. Your gift is going. Your gift is just listening to their stories, whether their stories are true or just if they told you they walked on the moon, you just agree with them and say that was great. Because when people get dementia, sometimes when you argue with them, they just get irritated. So we just learned to go with the flow with my mom. So that's what I'm going to ask you to do this week as a favor to me, to be a blessing in someone's life. Whether they can be a blessing back to you or not is not important, because they would never be able to, because they're in the nursing home. But just go let somebody know that you care about them. 10 minutes is all it would take just to walk in and just sit down with somebody and just maybe hold their hand or go to lunch with them. Just do something wonderful. Okay, so that's kind of all I can think about to chit-chat today. I already talked about the discouraging. Keep hanging in there. Thank you. Keep sending in your questions. I'm enjoying your questions. I'm enjoying the chit-chatting. I am on Facebook at Tammy's Gastric Sleeve Surgery Journey. And let's just keep in touch. So, like I say all the time, go be a blessing in somebody's life, but please try and do it this week in a nursing home. All right, you guys, have a good week. Bye-bye.